have here, get the microphone a bit closer. We have here 2800 ZvP, I believe. Just loading in. Apologies, technical difficulties. We're in. Alright. This isn't a matrix. We're watching Thrawn is our good friend here, the Zerg. He goes by Pinky in game. I think this was a Ling muta, and he just wanted to see what there could be that could be done better. That's, I would say that's not a good start. And the reason that's not a good start, this is really nitpicky, but it's something that just makes things a little smoother, is this drone should really be the one that comes over here, because as you can see, all these drones aren't mining, but by the time this one here would have got to this, he could have made the extractor, and you could have built the drone straight away and cancelled it and be in a good spot. But 50 minerals. We wait a couple of seconds, and honestly, those couple of seconds we waited, he probably would have just been better off going like double extractor, or just going like a 14-14. I think that was a few too many seconds to be left sitting around. I don't know what we're looking at. Are we setting up camera locations? What are we doing? What the hell are we doing? It's a lot of wiggling around. Again, that drone coming out of the hatchery. This is like the more macro version. Okay. The drone coming out of the hatchery, I would have said would be the one to make it, but we're going for the macro version, but don't have the drones. I'm a little bit confused about this opener, I'm not going to lie. We're in a slower speed as well. Why are we so panicked about a probe in our base like that? We're losing minerals here. We don't need to bother about this. If you really want to, send one drone after it. Where your overlord is right now can see the probe. That's all we need to worry about. So that little mucking around with him there, it's literally delayed your pull by like 15, 16. So what are we doing? Double gas, triple gas. Is this a real build? What the fuck is happening here? Dude, no. What is going on? You haven't got a pull yet. You like legitimately died to like the first. If he was cannon rushing you now, you'd be dead because you wouldn't have anything to stop this. This is not good. Luckily, his stuff is way delayed as well for some reason. You let that get way too much better. We're not building drones during any of this. This whole opener is absolutely cooked. Just put one drone on the probe so you can follow it around and keep making drones, dude. None of this is optimal. So this obviously isn't a real build order. This is just making stuff up. There's no way that there's a real build order that tells you to go triple gas at 2 minutes. There's no way. Again, you have no units, right? So even like the first 2 adepts can rock up at like 3 minutes. And then what? Absolutely nothing. This here should be getting more info than what it's getting. Not only is it getting no real info where it is, except for seeing the natural. You can't see if he's got a real wall, or if this is his like part of his wall, or if the other gateway's here somewhere silly. We don't know what his gas income's looking like. And on top of that, any units to come out of this gateway, you're not going to see. Alright, luckily for you, he goes Stargate first. I mean, he goes Stalker first, sorry. I do think, honestly, getting wing speed here would be... Wing speed early would be better. Because the Protoss is ahead in supply. You will face start going... Hey man, hey John Tinsia, how you going? Is it morning in NA? Oh, that would make sense, yeah, it's like 12 hours away. I've never seen anything like this. If he was rushing DTs, charge lots, stalker pressure, anything, you're just dead. The fact we didn't even build a queen. We didn't even build the first queen until 3 minutes 58. Oh, dude. What is this? We're not getting ling speed either. He did mention in the post something about delaying ling speed. He probably thinks he shouldn't have done that. But there's delaying ling speed and there's like basically never getting ling speed. They're two very different things. We managed to get to 36 drones, 3 gas. We're gonna have our injects popping. Queens early would have helped a lot, I feel. I would love to have this saturated too. But I guess it is 7. It's gonna be 7 meters at like 5.5 minutes, which I mean it's pretty cool. But if he was just making stalkers this whole time, you lose, right? Or if this is charge lot, 7 meters don't stop like 10 zealots right now. 10 zealots would walk through all of this, and they don't care about the 7 meter. He's taken a third. He's been absolutely relaxed this whole time too, so he has no need to really be super panicked. He hasn't seen anything. He's taking a third base. Like he's just casually growing. You have like he just crossed the map right now. He just like literally just A moves all of his units together. He wins. I really think he wins this. Oh. And just by chance, you get him as he's moving out. He got blink. Please don't overcharge the foot. Oh. This is what I mean. This is a plat game. This is like plat 2 or something. And even this dude knows that you should. Is that a fake Phoenix? Oh, did he scout the Oh, he did too. Like the 5-minute 30 probe scout. Clutch. Because now he's making Phoenix. If he wasn't Fly blocked. Hey, Thron. So being plat, this Protoss still knows that he shouldn't be aligning the Void Ray beams against units that don't actually get hurt by it, right? But when I play Masters players, they will turn those things on for Ravagers and Lings and Queens. I think link speed earlier would have helped because you could... I don't mind the build too much, it just feels very unsafe to me. If you get link speed earlier, right, then you might have one less muta, right? The mutas can pull him out of position, so the mutas can come out to here, right? You attack this, he's going to A-move all of his stuff up there, and then everything you make after that initial muta ball is lings. And then you just A-move the crap out of this base. Or just bring him into here and like eradicate 2 bases at once while he's chasing the muta around. That's how you're going to get really good kills with this. I just don't like how unsafe this is. You had no idea what he was doing pretty much all game. And the opener was all kinds of cracked with you chasing the probe around and stuff. We've taken this gas. When we have a gas here. There's little things, right, that make no sense in the grand scheme of things. Like, why would you take this gas you can't use until the hatchery's done when you have a gas here spare? You have extra drones here. It could be here. And you're stacking up mutaling like this is a macro game when you should have been honestly just making... You may have had your finger on the Z button, right? But as I said earlier, you missed it, I think. But like, first 2 adepts, if he just does his job, the first 2 adepts pop out and are on your side of the map at like 3 minutes, and you had no pool, you just had drones. But with the amount of lings you've got here, I think this should just be a straight up easy win. I don't know why he's just not fighting this, because like this is the only chance he's got. Oh no, he's got cannons here. So don't chase the probe next time. Sorry guys, I got Amaze thrown in the chat right now. Pinky, sorry. Don't chase the probe like that. Just put one drone on it and then keep making your drones. Don't let it distract you that way. One probe running around your base should not delay your pool by like a minute and a half. And the game's just over now. He's making void rays, which literally don't beat this. He could be making... Did he go? I think he went for blink or something. I feel like I saw him. Oh, that's it. I thought I saw them blink at some point. He hasn't literally got no upgrades. Not even got charged. No Twilight Council. Nothing. Alright, well, I guess that's it then. It's an easy win, but this is... Yeah. I think when this kind of stuff happens, right? Let's just have a look at this again. If you're this paranoid about this stuff happening, since you're not really scouting a lot of information with this overlord anyway, send it here so you can see the probe. The probe is showing you what he's doing, right? So there's no need to be scared about it. Right? You can see it. There's no... And you know what else? You're going into a build that is going to catapult you into a really quick Nidus worm if you want. So you don't need to be paranoid about this. If he cannon rushes, this is actually probably the best news for you, because off the back of that, you're already set up to go into a 1-base Nidus, and you'll have that up quicker than you had. Well, if you did your timing right, you would have had that up quicker than you would have had your pool. You are dedicating way too much energy to this probe. I get wanting to deny sneaky pylons and stuff. I'm honestly surprised he came back, scattered the spy, and then reacted to it. But at the same time, you need your pool more than you need to deny this probe, dude. You need the pool. You need the sporting pool to go down. 150 is so late. What did he build first? Yeah, so he built that, then that. if I went into a Zerg's base and at like 2 minutes he's just got the pool, and I already had like a couple of units because I need them to open my game with, I would have almost probably tried to pull the workers on you, because like 2 zealots and 16 probes would wreck this. He's supply blocked as well, but again, we're not looking at this. You've just spent a lot. Now, you've sacrificed a absolute ton of safety of regular, everyday Zerg tools for these like 7 mutas at like 5 minutes 30, and I'm pretty sure there's 2 base muta openings out there that get speed, get the regular amount of queens and stuff like this that aren't as cutthroat, if you know what I mean. Like, the fact that you didn't even get a queen until like until the lair was done was terrifying. Like, you have literally nothing. You may be like, well, I'm ready to attack him if he comes across the map, but a handful of slow lings is not going to do anything versus a couple of adepts. So would you normally be building a queen here? Because you haven't built one, and I don't know if you also took this gas, which then you didn't saturate for ages. This is another drone wasted. And then we get supply blocked here pretty bad, it looks like. And then the hatchery in the middle, is this part of what you do every time, or is this something you've seen somewhere, or... Yeah, we don't catch the supply block for a very long time. This is gonna hurt your already low economy. So when do we hit 28? At 242. But the yeah, hatchery at like 3 minutes in the middle of the map. It's not really a distraction. Like, I don't know. Maybe it just works where you're in plat. I don't know. Like, even in diamond, you can get away with a lot of crazy stuff. And in masters, I'm just making shit up too. But I would just be really concerned about it being a real big money sink for you. If this gets caught out after it hatches and it turns out he's got a handful of stalkers here waiting for it, like, if you don't know if he sees this, because obviously units have bigger vision than a hatch that's building. When do we get unsupply blocked? We get unsupply blocked almost like 50 seconds later. It's real dangerous. So we would have lost 10 lava. We lost 10 lava during that episode. Right? So your whole economy would be a lot better. You could have both of these saturated. You probably could be on the way to have this saturated. Queens popping out. A lot of things going a lot better for you. What was it, 340? 340 spire. Got to avoid that supply block. Do not chase the probe. This is... He's researched warp gate. Because his supply block trying to build zealots, they're not warping. Which is really sucking as well, because then... Now they're going to build a zealot, which is going to take 27 seconds. And then after that, he's going to get his warp gate. This scout is insane to send a probe. Because this normally wouldn't work. There'd be lings here, there'd be all kinds of stuff. Right? This literally wouldn't work in any normal kind of ZvP. If I place the pool normally, had earlier queens, watch my supply, how would I have enough minerals later on without placing the third? So when you say placing the third, you mean this one? Because I'm actually pretty tempted to try and do a more safer version of this after this. The third expand, as in like here. So after this one. After the proxy. you could have way more stuff. You could have a lot more stuff. Let me see. Is this a build order you've scraped up from somewhere, or just something you've made up? Oh no, I don't want to play against the person with it. So I don't know if you caught it at the start as well, but like I think even the 15-15 thing that you did, I didn't really like it, because you grabbed the wrong drones for both the hatchery and for for the extractor as well. So I'll show you.
Good luck, have fun, and beat them, probably. Not enough minerals. Minerals now! Get 'em!
This one goes here. As it gets here, you should have exactly enough.
Not enough minerals.
There you go. That's how quick it should be. This one comes down here. I don't do the overlord in between, because I like the way that the timing works out on this a lot better.
Minerals now!
Got the hatch. No.
Not enough minerals.
Overlord now.
Get 'em! Not enough minerals.
So if we really want to, we can keep an overlord here. We'll just put this out somewhere. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna try and like see if I can mimic-ish what you're doing.
Get 'em! Not enough minerals.
Yeah, like a minute. I think the pool goes down. Oh, a minute and 4. If you skip the overlord, it's a minute. So your queens come out like 14 seconds early, which is huge. We're just going to keep stacking. Make sure our overlords are keeping busy. He's going in here. These two are going here. I'm not really interested in being super strict with stacking workers and that. 2 queens.
Minerals now! Get 'em!
I just, yeah, the 15, what is it? The 15-15, like the one you did with the, like the more macro orientated one. I do feel like it's a bit risky in that you're only, like, if everything goes well, your pool's only going down like a second earlier. If that, it's not really going to save you a ton. Yeah, so your spy is very early. I will give you that. But yeah, you had bugger all economy for a lot of that game.
You're gonna need a tad bit more. Not enough minerals. Minerals now! Get 'em! Not enough energy.
Inject.
Not enough minerals. Minerals now! Get 'em! You're gonna need a tad bit more. You made another queen. Nice.
Chicken spread. Great. There.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, so yours was a lot earlier.
Stuff got better.
I will give you that, but I would just rather have the extra money.
We must place that on creep. It can't do that.
And I have the option to now make speedlings if I need it.
Not enough energy.
So you could take... I mean, I could proxy it, but like either or, we'll just pretend that is not real base
More energy.
for all
Not enough.
for all intents and purposes, alright? So I could even like make a huge wave of lings here, and I reckon I'm still gonna have enough money to do
Yeah, you need to put that on the purple stuff.
muta. There's a decent wave of lings. Heaps of supply ready. How long did muta take? 24 seconds. So I'm actually surprised. We've got 10 muta. We've got 10 muta, but off a much safer opening. Oh, okay, you go here.
You're gonna need a tad bit more energy.
And we're going to drone up behind it. As we should. Making overlords in between.
We must place that on free. Not enough energy. A new queen. Your forces are under attack. You're gonna need a tad bit more energy.
Oh, that's a miss rally. You ever see something like that? Fix it straight away. You look at your hatch and you see red, fix it straight away. Ding ding. Taking the 2 bases.
Our army be scrapping.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Take another base.
Unacceptable command. Not
So
enough.
just out of curiosity, and let me just hop out of here real quick and just check your replay. I think you're better off not taking. I'm not super keen against the Protoss I play. I don't like muta play at all. I genuinely hate it. I genuinely hate it so much. I don't think I've ever had anything that I would call success with muta play. I've had more success making corruptors. Let me see if I could find the game. I reckon you're better off taking your 3rd hatchery with that. And if they kill it, okay. If they don't kill it, great. You can now take a base. But yeah, I just think taking it in the middle of the map, it's just not worth it really. So where are you sitting? Oh, yeah, I don't know what a normal P opening is, unfortunately, either, though. I appreciate it. I'm happy to play versus it. When did you get your mutas out? So your mutas popped at 5:22. Mine is starting. So mine are like 20 seconds later than yours, which is fair. But I also think me having 22 lings first and being on 44 workers is a huge difference. Now, obviously, I'm a little bit higher than you. But those supply blocks hurt, and do not chase that. I'm happy to, yeah, if you want to hop on, meet me in a channel somewhere. Happy to play a test game versus you. Absolutely. Do you have a channel or something? I think I usually just meet in Pig. Or Piggy, yeah. ZvT. ZvP, not so good. Zerg. 10,000 games. Oh, on Discord. Sorry, man. You're gonna have to add me though. I can't add people. I think I've got too many friends requests outstanding. Hopefully you're still in the chat and you can hear me. Yeah, if I try it, if I'm pretty sure, I haven't been able to add people for a long time. So, where are you? Add friend. Yeah, friend invite failed. Please try again later. And no matter how many, I thought my friends list was full, so I was just deleting people. Turns out that's not the answer. So I don't know. Like, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what it is, but it's not that. So just hop into like, see this general chat down here, and just type /join space piggy, and that'll take you to the piggy channel, and I can find you there and invite you from there. Oh, you're on EU. You're in Europe or something. Ah, okay, I'll come to you. That would explain it. I don't spend any time really on EU. Here we go. Wow, it's not very busy there. Oh, sorry, I should have changed my thing. I don't know. Some people probably find mech boring. I like it. I like being cost efficient. And mech lets me do that. So yeah, sorry, I just got a question from Jonathan Sia saying, hey, out of curiosity, why do you say mech is boring for Terran? I've always wanted to try transitioning to it when my 2-base all-in fails. Is it viable? I think 100% it is viable. Do you want to pick the map? Wait, I'll promote you to the leader. You pick the map for us, Pinky. All right. I think absolutely. It depends how late your 2-base all in hitting. Are you getting no damage and getting wiped out, or is it just like bio tank the 2-base, or? All right. Right click on my name, make me the host, and I'll find a game for us. I'll just make the lobby. So you right click on my name up in the corner, and it should say promote to leader somewhere. There we go. I'll find the map. Only problem is it takes forever. It has to load like every single map. Oh, wait, that's quick. I don't have a preference for a map. I literally don't care. So I just pick whichever one I know is current. And honestly, this is the most name knowing I've had for maps in a long time. Alright, so I'm Protoss, yeah. You switch to Zerg, and we're good to go. Alright, you ready? In a situation where it's an evenish trade, I deal some good damage, maybe take out a third. And if you take out the natural, I think you can absolutely sit back, start producing tanks and PFs, and go ham. Honestly, I really do. Hopefully Thrawn hasn't muted me yet because I'm going to harass him with the probe, and I want him to basically ignore it. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to sit back and just relax on that, I don't see any issues with that. What MMR are you at? Jontanesia? Sorry. What MMR are you at? And is that all in against all three races, or just like Zergs? Alright, bear in mind, I'm going to have a little bit of lag here, being that I am not from the EU. I want workers. Yep, beautiful. We're not giving it too much energy. Might as well wait here. We see the pull timing is usually pretty good. Yeah, I think it's better against Zerg. It's way better against Zerg. To do something like that, I feel like mech can be beat quite easily with. Nah, we're dedicating too much energy to this now, right? I'm flying around. Big supply cap for me. I sit in the wall. Yeah, I feel like Terran can also be a bit of a weird one too. Alright, so we haven't seen a lair. Nothing I'm super worried about. It's much better against Z. I think Zerg players as well, they really struggle with the whole concept of like just keeping ahead when it turns into a turtle mech game. They tend to shit the beds a lot. Oh, silly goose.
Research complete. Engaging the enemy. Zero effect. Fly all.
Alright, so I can probably... Oh my goodness, mate. That was really, really hard for you, wasn't it? We see that in the middle of the map.
It shall be.
battery.
You require more Vespene gas. I am here in the shadows.
Oh, we see that.
Let our enemy know our fury. Mineral field depleted.
What's left? Oh, when did we kill the muta? That's alright. Obviously, the protesters you play are probably not going to execute like that. But even still, right, we look at 620. 620 in the game, and I'm double your supply. It's an incredibly bad spot for you to be in. If I had any kind of like blink timing or anything like that I'm executing on 2 base, I think I just crush your 10 lings and your 6 muta and I walk away. You're floating 1,000 gas as well, right? So which means you've killed your economy too much. Oh, actually, I killed a little bit of economy, but I still think you're putting too much emphasis onto the gas too early. Saturate the minerals first and foremost every single time, because you still need minerals to pay for muta, right? So if this was better balanced, you could have had another whole like 5 mutas out. Honestly, the harass I did though was literally just, these were like late adepts too, right? These are 5-minute adepts, and look at the damage they did. Did you take all 4? Yeah, but you're taking all 4, right? You've got 8 workers here and 16 here, 6 here. You have less than 1 whole base of saturation. And Protoss, if they make their probes at a reasonable time, which is honestly not that hard, they double your worker count. They can get ahead very quickly. I just don't think the build that you're doing is safe enough. And for what you had, and this time I think even though you got the pool, you still only had a handful of muta out because you sacrificed. And that's the other thing as well. These adepts, when they do get in, they hurt so much more because you have so less drones. You cannot afford to lose 8 drones when you're 26. That's almost a third of your entire economy. You've gone spores, but what are the spores for? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this Overlord scattered nothing. When I play ZvP, the Overlord comes in, it looks at the whole natural, it looks at the whole main, it tries to see everything. I want to force a Stalker out. Because if they don't want to build a Stalker, they're not going to build a Stalker. So even here, we're 5 minutes in, and I'm 17 supply ahead. I'm ahead, almost entirely that is in workers. So my economy is double plus yours. And I haven't done any harass until now. So you have died well before I even interacted with you. Basically, you've been behind a good chunk of income for way too long. You're floating way too much gas. Look at this, right? This is the problem. You only had enough money to build 3. So if you want to do this build, I think you need to saturate the bases first, then go to the gas. Saturate the base first, and then go to the gases. So when you saturate the natural fully for minerals, then you can take all 3 gases, but then you need to saturate them straight away as well. I think that's the only way this is even conceivably going to work for you. Again, the ling speed is super late. Three mutalisks at 5 minutes 30 is not game winning. Sorry if this seems harsh, but it's honestly just like the truth of it is. I feel like it's good that you're experimenting and you're making your own builds and stuff, but like I'm not really microing these adepts either. Like I'm literally just I shaded them in. I saw what they were doing and I shaded it out, and that's it. You're spending a lot of your energy. What's your APM? Your APM's 100. You're going like 170 right now. You're spending a lot of your APM doing a lot of actions that probably aren't just getting you results. Three mutalisks is what I assumed that when I saw this, I had already killed a bunch of muta, and that's why there was only 3 of them flying away. I didn't realize this is all the muta you had left. You could do just 1 gas and just stay on it until this is saturated and this is saturated, and then you can think about what you want to do. I think as soon as the layer's done, you get ling speed. Well, as soon as the layer's started, you get ling speed. Were you supply capped at all here? Oh, actually, now that we're here, let's have a look at the execution of the build order. Since that'll probably help as well. A little bit further down. And I wanted to say to you before you muted the stream that make sure you do not overextend with the probe and with following the probe. Yeah, see how smooth that is? But you need to be ready to click cancel this, man. 5, 6 seconds is too long. Because the time it took for him to build, come over here, build that, cancel, and go up here, you could have almost built another drone. If that makes sense. It takes 12 seconds to build a drone. That was like a 10, 11 second exercise. That's starting to get into the realm of this is creating too much work for you to do it quickly. If you can't do it quickly, do not worry about it and just go for like a 14-14. So until you can execute this, build the drone, bring it over here, BE, and then 1 SD, cancel and rally it back to the minerals. And if you can do it quickly, great. The pool went down at a decent time. And now we want to fully saturate the minerals before we get our gas. No, you don't have to do the pool. Having the pool early is not going to change anything, really. There's nothing, unless you're getting cannon rush, there's nothing it'll really change. Again, double gas is not good. Unless you want to stay on the double, here again, right? You've lost more minerals than that was worth taking those drones off. The queens aren't being started until way too late. When did we get the pool? We got the pool at 1:49. We start the queens. Start the queens at 2:19. This is like, is it 21 seconds? No longer, like 30 seconds. You could have almost built the queen by now. Those queens, if you had been ready, would have already been built. So, not to be rude, but what are you staring at that is more important than making sure your queens are ready. No, no. What's more important is your build, right? And this is something that like a lot of the lower level and like platinum diamond players sometimes struggle with is your build is more important than it being scouted. If you just execute it well, and it's a build that works, it's gonna work better with you just executing it. Having your queens come out 30 seconds late when you built an early pool is not good. Because do you ever have the queens come out this late? You get distracted. Why are you watching this? Just he's following it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to follow. You don't need to give it any attention, right? Unless the probe dies or he goes back home and you don't want to follow him into the base, you shouldn't be giving it any attention. Because if your queens had popped out on time as well, you could have killed it already just with the queens. The queens would have stopped it from coming in. You're spending way too much time on a rescout block, on a scouting block. This is what you should be looking at with the replays. When you have a game like this, look for the first couple of minutes and be like, why didn't I build my queens on time? Why didn't my pool go down? And you need to work on finding some way to either ignore what they're doing, scout so you know what they're doing before they're doing it, or just straight up ignore them and just keep doing your build, because your build is more important than what they're doing. Simple as that. If you basically play this as like single player, you'd be in a much better spot. So we're 3:30 in and you're behind him half a base of workers. Behind 10 supply at 350. It's a big gap. Why do you want it on the bridge in the middle though? Like I feel like this would just be better off as your third. So if you don't get any good damage done, yeah, this overlord should really go in. Should really go in and have a look. If you don't get any damage done by having this hatchery here, then at least having your third, you can retreat to that and start droning on it. You know what I mean? But you don't leave yourself... You've taken these gases when you haven't got the economy to even afford the drones to put into them. The drones need to be... The minerals need to be saturated first. First and foremost is always the minerals. Then you pull off to saturate. You are literally mining less than you start the game with, my guy. Like, you have to understand that this is incredibly bad. You still need, as much as you think you need gas, you still need minerals to build queens, to build drones, to build lings, to build the mutalisks. The mutalisks still cost minerals. All of this stuff costs minerals. Everything in the game costs minerals. Gas is a secondary thing. It's not half as important as you think it is. It really, really, really is not. Because what happens now, right, if I do cross the map with a bunch of adepts or something, you can't even afford to make like 3-4 pairs of lings. You're floating lava. You cannot afford this on like a 14 drone mineral economy. You're making almost more gas than you are minerals at the moment. That is not where a Zerg economy needs to be. I hope this makes sense, because you're going to need to kill this attitude that gas is important. I get that you want gas for your build, but look at this, right? Your Spire finished. You could only afford 3 mutalisks because your mineral economy was so bad. Was this 600 gas extra worth this? And bear in mind, you didn't get supply blocked half as hard this game. Your queens still came out. They were late, but your queens still did come out, right? So the other game you were able to get, was it 7 or 8 muta out at like 5:30? This game it's only 3 because you went too hard into gas. I really think it needs to be 1 gas. You just make a blanket rule, right? Make it 1 gas until 3 minutes, and then you just nothing but drones until like 3 minutes, look where you're at. And go from there. Wait. Let's have a look. When did... Oh, I'm not on my one anymore. Just let's have a look. Oh, no. I don't want to play team. I don't want to play teams. No, not with the AI. Yeah, absolutely. You need to scout, but I think more importantly than anything else, you need to drone. Whether like what your build is, isn't it half as important as just spinning the lava? Always got to wish good luck to the AI, right? It's just good manners.
We require more minerals.
If you do one gas, it probably looks less sus as well. Oh, you know what? I'll just do a 14. It's not going to change enough. It really doesn't change enough. It's going to make any real difference. We just sit here for a little bit longer.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Just do the one gas. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Let's pretend we see a probe coming in. He's being dirty. We just want to A click on him, and we're done. And now we can ignore that worker. Pool goes down. So I'm looking up here, right? I'm looking up here. Every time I see 50, I'm making drones. And when I see 200, I'm making the pool. Nothing. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking down here for the minimap to see what's happening. This drone is just going to stay here because he's chasing the probe, right? Wait, we'll just send him on a real goose chase. I'm looking up here. I'm not even like looking at the lava. I'm just assuming that I need to spend lava. He can go here. So the 17th one goes here. Make the pool. Make the gas. And this is all we're doing. The pool finishes. Double queen.
We require more minerals.
Your first thing you should do every single time. This goes in here. This goes down here. I want to see when we should probably start that second gas. Overlord. Alright, we're looking up here still. We're still looking at this. We're keeping a little bit of an eye on the bottom of the game, the minimap here. But realistically, what's more important is down here. Boom. Now, because we got an inject coming, we need to have our overlords built before it gets halfway, so we're not going to get supply blocks with the next one that comes out. We can do a lair, another overlord. We don't see anything. It's still only at 30. So you can do a gas here if you want when the inject pops, just so it's nice and easy to saturate. Replace that drone. Take this gas. And drone that. And then we want ling speed. Just as a safety measure. We've got heaps of minerals. Here we go. Our injects just popped. 1, 2, 3. And then the rest here. We should be able to afford a spire real soon, right? With the amount of money we've got. Boom. We get the spire down at 4 minutes. Oh, he's still going. Do you think it could work? Sorry, just a sec. Do you think it could work on this map, if the third hatch goes down as one of the middle bases, I honestly think you just do it as. I don't think it offers you enough. Oh, we have the. I don't think it offers you enough to do as a consistent thing. I really think you need to take the third, your proper third. That hatchery in the middle is a liability. Again, we can just build some links for safety. What if the game doesn't go that way? You have to sacrifice this hatchery, right? And pull back, and now you're like a 2-base Zerg again. So this game, this is actually a replay. I might send this replay to you. So I think we're going to end up in this is a real economic sweet spot. I feel we're going to have 8 mutas out at 5:30, and so what we want, right? All muta and then all ling. All muta, all ling. Yeah, we can take a base. You can actually take 2 bases with the eco we have. Look. But we're gonna have a whole bunch of muta popping out. Replace the drone. And replace the drone every single time. Look at that. Look how many units that is. 8 muta and like what, 22 lings? That's good. At 5:30. 5:40. Right? We're taking 2 bases behind it. We can, and now we can just flood. Right? You're at 45 workers. Everything's swimming. I will send you this replay and you can have this instead. And I feel like this should be your go-to. This should be what you should be aiming for. And now, like, there's nothing you can do. See, here's my little trick here. Ready? I see the. Once I see that go up past up to 3, I know that I'm ready to inject again. This is way better. And the thing with muta is a timing issue, right? There's no point building them that quickly. You rush them out and then did nothing with them. You just sat around. They need to be a timing thing. Absolutely cannot be like, oh, I'm going muta, what do you reckon? And then you just wait until you're maxed on like 10 muta and a whole bunch of lings. It doesn't work. Could have made another round of mutalisks here. Put us on like 20, 18 mutalisk. Multi-pronged them with it. I actually don't mind that. I just don't think, like, I might try it against a couple of people at my level, but I'm just anxious about the amount of safety that I'm skipping in the early game for this. And I really hate playing muta. I will absolutely send you this replay though, because that's going to have a lot of good benchmarks for you. ZVX. So that's just me trying to build a simple concept like your build order and just make it a bit more efficient. I got the same amount of beauty you did out, but with way more stuff behind it, which is more important. Where would it be? Because yeah, you will absolutely die to any kind of like what do you call it? Charge lot timing or something like that. You'll absolutely die to that. So I've sent you that. Hopefully you can have a look. But yeah, I think the concept is good. It's not for me, but I'd be happy to give it a go. I'm not probably going to play any later tonight. I'm probably going to do another replay. But absolutely, I do appreciate you coming in and being able to answer a couple of questions. This really helps me out as well, understand your thought process behind it all. Because otherwise, yeah, Tricky, I'd love to see. So, I almost exclusively do Meta League replays. So if you do have one, can you send me like a drop.sc link or something, and I can have a look. I'm gonna just finish this one up real quick. I'm just gonna like stop the recording. So, Thrawn, Pinky, thank you so much for joining me on that. That was really good. Good experience, good learning experience for me as well. But I hope you have a lot of information to take away from this, and hopefully next time you come back you'll be stronger because if this build keeps working for you, as you go ahead, you're going to start facing opponents that aren't going to sit back until 5 minutes and wait for you. They're going to be on you straight away, and you cannot afford to chase the stupid probe. Send the one drone and leave it be. You can't afford to be taking 4 gases off 20 workers. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. So again, as I just showed then, you can get the same amount of muta with more safety by taking by actually taking your gases later. So I would probably, if I were you, sit down through that replay. If it works for you, I don't know if you're a supplier people. Some people work by supply, some people work by timings or whatever. I just kind of go with how I feel. I don't really have build orders, so you might want to say, well, okay, I'll take the first gas at X timing, the second gas at X timing, third and fourth at X timing, and that's your go-to. And you need to be thinking about that, looking at your game clock or looking at your supply, whatever instance it is that you use, and going from that and using that as your baseline. And then you can check in your benchmarks at the end of the game, check your graphs, your worker graphs. That's what I like to do. Check your worker graph, see if you keep hitting that same kind of benchmark, and then you know you're kind of on the right path, right? But if you have one where you're like 20 workers at 5 minutes and another one where you're like 40 workers at 5 minutes, well, you know that one was good. You can go and try and keep hitting that. So, yeah, best of luck. All right, tricky. What have we got? Which one are you? Are you Joseph Ballin? Are you Joseph Ballin or are you Putin?